Many of the world's lost cities were forgotten for a long time, until a wanderer or historian found the ruins by accident or on purpose. These people told us about these beautiful, hidden places in the world. Hello everyone, and welcome back to TravelVerse. Today, we'll list the top 20 lost cities and mythological places from around the world. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 20. Petra, Mon Governorate. Petra Caves is an archaeological city in Jordan's south. In ancient times, the site was a very important place. Now, it's a symbol of Jordan. The site used to be called Rakhmu, and people lived there as early as 7000 BC. After the big earthquakes of 363 AD and 551 AD, the Arabs came and took over the area in 663 AD. In 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt found it. Number 19. Heraklion, Alexandria. Years were spent looking for Egypt's lost city of Heraklion in the huge area of Abu Qir Bay. A French archaeologist named Frank Gaudio found the site underwater, about 6.5 kilometers off the coast of Alexandria. There are 64 ships, 700 anchors, 16-foot-tall statues, and the remains of the beautiful temple of Amun-Gareb among the underwater ruins. One of the most popular things to do in Egypt is to visit this site. It stopped being used in the 2nd or 3rd century AD, probably because of earthquakes. After that, the slits on which it was built melted, and the city was left empty. It was found in 2000 by the French underwater archaeologist Frank Gaudio. Number 18. Helike, Achaia. In 373 BC, a tsunami wiped out the ancient Greek city of Helike. The World Monuments Fund put this site on a list of the top 100 most threatened places. This underwater town was one of the most important places that archaeologists wanted to find. It was found in 2001 by the Helike Society, which had been made because of the other discoveries that pointed to the city's existence. Number 17. Skara Brae, Orkney. Skara Brae is older than Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids, and because it is so well kept, it is called the Scottish Pompeii. It was a Neolithic settlement made of stone that was found in the Orkney archipelago of Scotland between 1850 and the 1920s. It was found after a storm. It was supposedly found in the year 1850. Number 16. Leptis Magna, Combs. Leptis Magna was an important Roman city in the past, and its ruins are some of the best kept in the Mediterranean. The ruins of a theater, amphitheater, marketplace, gates, Septimius Severus Arch, and other buildings are still in good shape at the site that has been dug up. It stopped being used in the 7th century AD, and it was found by archaeologists from Italy in the early 1920s. Number 15. Pompeii, Campania. Pompeii is one of the Roman Empire's ancient lost cities. It was destroyed by Mount Vesuvius's huge eruption and buried under a thick layer of volcanic ash. When the site was found, the found objects were still in good shape because there was no air or water under the layer of ash. In 79 AD, when Mount Vesuvius blew up in a terrible way, it was abandoned. In 1748, Roque Joaquin de Alcubierre, a Spanish military engineer, found it. Number 14. Mesa Verde, Colorado. Mesa Verde National Park protects some of the best ancestral Puebloan archaeological sites in the United States. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Cliff Palace, which is the largest cliff dwelling in North America, is the most famous thing about this place. Number 13. Troy, Anakali. Before the end of the 1800s, only Greek legends talked about Troy in the Trojan War. Troy was once thought to be a mythical lost city. Homer and other poets wrote about it, and in 2004, a Great War adventure movie was made about it. It stopped being used around the year 500 AD, and in 1870, the well-known archaeologist Henrik Schliemann found it. Number 12. Lagunita, Yucatan. The long-lost Maya cities of Lagunita and Tamchin were only recently found in the jungles of Mexico. After looking at pictures of the area taken from the air, the discovery was made. It stopped being used between 700 and 1000 AD. Number 11. Göbekli Tepe, Orensic. Göbekli Tepe is the oldest known temple in the world. It was built before the Neolithic pottery period. Many round and oval structures were found on top of a hill. Later, evidence showed that these buildings were mostly used for religious purposes and not for living in. Number 10. Calakmul, Campeche. Calakmul, a Mayan archaeological site, was where the Snake Kingdom had its main city. It had a lot of small buildings and 2 very tall pyramids. It was built in the 7th century when the Khan dynasty moved there. It was abandoned in the 9th century, and a biologist named Cyrus L. Lundell found it on December 29, 1931. Number 9. Machu Picchu, Cusco. The most famous building from the Inca civilization, Machu Picchu, was built as a home for the Emperor Pachacuti. But the building could only be used by the dynasty for about 100 years, before it was abandoned after the Spanish took over. In 2007, it was chosen as one of the new 7 wonders of the world by people all over the world. It was started in 1450 AD, but stopped being used between 1532 AD and 1572 AD. American historian Hiram Bingham found it in 1911 AD. Number 8. Taxila, Rawalpindi. Taxila, or Takshashila, is mentioned in Indian and Greco-Roman texts, as well as in the stories of Faxian and Xuanzang, 2 Chinese Buddhist pilgrims. It was the most important school in India. The Hindu epic Ramayana says that King Bharat, who was Lord Rama's brother, built Takshashila. People say that the city was named after the first ruler of the city, who was Bharata's son Taksha. Excavations, on the other hand, were unable to link it to anything before 600 BC. Sir Alexander Cunningham found the site in 1863, about 1500 years after it had been left empty. Number 7. Corral, Barranca. Before Banduria in Peru was founded, Corral was the oldest city in the Americas. There were no battlements, weapons, or bodies that had been cut up. The long-lost city was found in 1905, but no artifacts were found there, so it was quickly forgotten. In 1948, Paul Kosek found it again. Number 6. Mohenjo-Daro, Sindh. Mohenjo-Daro was thought to have been lost until 1922. Excavations show that it was one of the first cities and one of the biggest in the Indus Valley. The city is well known for its fire-baked bricks and its brilliant layout. The Great Bath was built in 2500 BC, left unfinished in 1900 BC, and found by our archaeologist D. Banerjee. Number 5. Memphis, Egypt. At Memphis means brought together Lower and Upper Egypt. This city was built in 3000 BC, 20 kilometers south of Giza. Men's probably built it as a fortress to control the trade route between the Delta and Upper Egypt. Lower Egypt's ancient capital, it was a natural and religious draw because it was at the mouth of the Nile. Number 4. Hedeby, Germany. Hedeby was a Viking stronghold from the 8th to the 11th centuries. It took over Schleswig-Flensburg district in southern Jutland, Germany. In 770, Hedeby was built near Skol, which is an inlet of the Baltic Sea. Danish King Godfred moved merchants from Rerik to Hedeby, which helped the city grow. Number 3. Karakorum, Mongolia. Between the 13th and 15th centuries, it was the capital of the Mongolian Empire and the Northern Yuan. Near the Karakorum, you can find the ruins of the once bustling city. It grew into a major town and political center under Ogadai Khan and his successor. After an attack by Ming troops in 1388, the Karakorum began to fall apart, and it was gone by the 1600s. In 1889, Nikolai Yadrintsev was sure that the place was Karakorum. Number 2. Angkor, Cambodia. The once powerful Khmer Empire ruled over much of Southeast Asia, and Angkor was its capital city. After the empire fell hundreds of years ago, people left the city and forgot about it, so it was left to fall into ruin. To the north of Cambodia's Tonle Sap Lake, you can find the ruins of this old city in the middle of forests and farms. It is a popular tourist spot because it has some of the most impressive religious buildings in the world, like Angkor Wat, which is the world's largest temple complex. Number 1. Kolibangan, Rajasthan. Kolibangan is different from other lost cities because it has the world's oldest known plowed field exquisite fire altars. It was built in 3700 BC in the city of Handamangar. It was left empty, but an Italian idologist named Luigi Pio Tessitori found it in 1919 AD while he was working for the Tulsidas. In the far future, maybe one of our descendants will wonder about the people who lived near the Taj Mahal or the Statue of Liberty. It wouldn't be strange if a lot of modern cities were already underwater. That's it for today, guys. Leave a like if you liked the video, and comment down below the city which fascinated you the most. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching the video.